Live from Los Angeles. Welcome to Good Morning La La Land. I'm Dr. Aaron.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jezza Moye. This is Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Also available on Apple TV and Roku via the EverTalk app.
And it's Miracle Monday. We're going to talk about the universal law of nature and how to become unstoppable and innovate through anything. Because we come together each day to know the truth, live on spiritual principle, and align with universal law. And drink a ton of coffee after my 4-day retreat.
Yes.
Welcome Dr. Aaron back. Welcome back.
I missed you guys. It feels like
more.
I was gone a lot more than just the 2 days off the show and the weekend. It felt like it was like a vortex. Yeah.
A vortex of radness.
My voice is going to. I talk too much, apparently. How are you guys? How was it?
Fantastic.
Yeah, well, we missed you. Tell us all about the retreat.
Oh my gosh, the retreat. It was so fascinating, you guys. Well, first of all, we had a 4-day retreat at 5-star Kimpton Lapeer in West Hollywood.
This is a Soul Society retreat.
It's a Soul Society retreat for ambassadors, and it was amazing. Last retreat was it was over the top, incredible. We went to traditional transformational coaching. This time we went more into the training and facilitating of the subconscious processes, and I learned a ton as a teacher.
Yeah.
It was, and not only that, but I'm going to tell you that having a community you begin to have to manage personalities. Let me tell you, and it has developed me and had to demand me to get clear what principles I live by. And let me tell you, I'm going to share with you guys right now. This is what I came to. This is a game changer for me in my life, to all community, in my opinion. Okay, so one time I was in a spiritual community, and the deal was no gossip. Mm-hmm. And if you have a problem, go to that person. Okay, no triangulation, all that typical stuff. No. I realized it's not even go to that person. You deal with your own stuff. It's like codependency. You deal with your trauma work. You deal with your projections. You put on your boundaries, and you literally just only have, in the group, you have one place you go, suggestions as far as not what you don't want, but what you do want, whatever you need more of. And it's a game changer. No more gossip. No more coming to me with an issue. No more anything.
Yes.
It's done. And so it is.
Love that, right?
Yep.
Prefer that to the blaming.
Oh
the
yeah,
projection.
no. There's only one source of any upset in any relationship, and is making the other person
That's
wrong.
right. Yeah.
That's it.
It's your own thoughts.
It's your own thoughts.
Wow.
So talk to us a little bit about this. So you mentioned the difference between sort of like training, facilitating versus the coaching, and some of the subconscious stuff and work that you do.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about that. Like, what exactly can people expect maybe at the next one?
Sure. Well, we went into trauma sessions, and so what I learned is we have these worksheets, and I explain them all, and I thought, well, they're just doing it all right. They have the worksheets. And then they got up to do it, and I was like, oh, you guys didn't understand how to do some of the stuff. So they were like, oh, they had breakthroughs. I had breakthroughs. It taught me a lot, and it made me realize that we have to facilitate and witness and give feedback and develop there's an intuitive factor that happens with it also. And so they are all such brilliant, amazing, they're all just profound spiritual leaders already, and just little tweaks that had to be made as a community and just learning and growing.
Oh, so exciting. I love that. How was your weekend, Jez?
Oh, it was good. I spent the weekend in Orange County. I'm going to share all the details with you tomorrow on the show. I did a really fun collaboration with Speechless and Girls Inc. of Orange County. We came together for a Say Yes to the Dress homecoming edition.
Oh, nice.
And 40 girls got gowned out, so I'll share some special footage tomorrow on the show. But also, one of my campaign pictures for Vogue Italiano was released yesterday. I'm really excited. It was a collab for Global Intuition and Fashion Week Milan.
Super cool.
Wow.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I'm really,
I love that.
really
That's
excited
amazing.
about that. That was like a dream come true for me, and
Right.
it all came from just living my truth and doing this show, and it opened some really powerful doors for me. So
Oh,
I'm really
that's awesome.
excited.
And I don't think you want to announce it yet on the show, so I won't spill the beans.
Yeah,
But you got a really big thing you're about to launch out.
I've been really busy kind of curating the house of Moye, if you will, so it'll be a very exciting fall for me.
Yeah.
Oh, super cool.
I'm
Love that,
I'm
Jez.
so excited.
Thank you.
I love
What are you
that.
up to, Rob?
I had a breakthrough in my sleep.
Wellness, self-care.
in my sleep. I worked on my books, and I'm preparing for my sister's holding a conference, the I Am Conference, this upcoming weekend in Pittsburgh. So I'm going to participate in that, speak at that. But I just chill. Enjoy the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough to be
getting
you.
there with my books. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, you had to prepare for Miracle Monday, right?
Miracle Monday. That's right.
That's
so
right.
we're talking about today on Miracle Monday.
So we're going to talk about, on Mondays, I generally talk about universal law, the different laws. And there's only one law. It's the law of cause and effect, right? So, but there's different distinctions, and I go through 44 different distinctions of explaining the law, if you will. And there's one law that's called the universal law of nature. And it's basically, if you think about it, I'm going to go, how deep do you guys want me to go right now?
Go as deep as you want. I'm with you.
So, my truth is that we are source, we are God, we are the creative factor, our true pure consciousness, and we're experiencing this relative form. And so if we're already this almighty beingness, and the only way we can experience ourselves more is through a relative form, that we play this game called, let me experience myself of not the almighty, but the relative limited self, the ego, the person, the human, whatever. And we had, at first we played with this, just this fun little energy going everywhere, and then we went, well, this isn't that much fun. Let's put some order to this so we can actually play a game, have barriers and something to it. And then we have what's called nature. And nature is basically the biology, the chemistry, the physics of the universe. And there's order to it. You can't, like, if you put a hydrogen and two oxygen together, or two hydrogen and oxygen, you get water, right? So there's natural order, there's natural nature. So the point is that we all want to create and become unstoppable. And how do we do that?
Well, as Oprah said,
Yeah, okay, good.
every right decision I have ever made has come from my gut. Every wrong decision I've ever made was the result of me not listening to the greater voice within myself.
I love that.
Yeah.
Amazing,
That's
right?
beautiful. Yeah.
There you go, done, no.
I know, right? It is.
Right? So absolutely, Oprah for sure was in alignment with all this work, right? So Thomas George teaches about how metal is a piece of nature. And how nature, you can't just have metal go up in the sky, fly, you can't have it go across water, it will sink. But through our innovation, we can create it into a factor that can make an airplane, or can create it into a factor that can be a ship that can go across the sea. And that's where we become unstoppable. That's where you're coming out with brands and things big, that's gonna be only your expression that no one else has done. You've taken what you've liked of all the industries, and you're taking out what is work for you, a new innovation that's never been ever done in the entire universe. And that's the beauty of the miracle that you are, that we are, that the creative factor is, that is so exciting that I get, and now I need more coffee. So
It's so interesting though, because you really have to be ready. So you don't stop yourself. And I think that's been really key. Something I've learned recently in the past couple of years is being ready to expect the unexpected. So you can show up for it. You can really act on your instinct, not think, oh, this would be great, but I don't have the right dress to wear, or, oh, but I might need to lose 10 pounds. You have got to get yourself ready to expect and experience the miracles that are waiting for you.
be ready so you don't have to get ready, as
There you go.
Burrell Berg said
Yes.
on the phone, on the show one time, yeah.
Live ready.
You experienced that this weekend, didn't you?
Oh, I certainly did. I certainly did. But what about you, Rob? What was the first miracle you experienced in your life?
Learning to not to think so much. You know, it's like so many thoughts, so little wisdom. You know, so many words, so little wisdom. So
Yeah.
that's been the greatest, I think, achievement, accomplishment in my life, is just being able to turn it off.
Right.
Like, just turn it off. And in that experience of being able to turn it off, I think the sort of insight and realization for me was that I don't have to become unstoppable, because I always was. And so the only thing that ever got in the way of me being unstoppable was a mind that couldn't stop thinking.
Yes.
Right? It's just
Yes,
thoughts that get in the way. And so for me, you know, I think there are some thoughts that are less resistant than other thoughts. There's some thoughts that are happier than other thoughts. But ultimately, the only non-resistant thought is no thought at all.
Right.
Right? Yeah.
And it's fascinating because when you get into subconscious work, you realize you're not just clearing your own consciousness and your own track, you're clearing the collective consciousness.
Ooh, we need to all work on that.
It's some work. We're doing some work.
love that.
That's right. So it's so fun anyway. But I'm so excited to be back. And it is just this platform, EverTalk, and you guys and all the guests. And it's such an honor and such a blessing, really and truly.
We're so happy to have
It
you.
absolutely is. And we're so excited to welcome our very special guest in the show in just a few minutes. Somebody's coming in hot. It's that LA traffic.
We've got some fun things. So what else? Is going for the week? I've got some retreats I'm teaching at this week.
Yeah.
I've got a photo shoot, I think, tonight, get lots of clients and teaching and da-da-da. So I'm like, I'm a little tired. I'm like, what are you doing?
Better have some more coffee. Get
I'll
those
go to
sniffing
sleep.
salts out and make it even stronger.
What's that?
You know, that's when somebody gets knocked unconscious.
Oh,
you ever see that? And they give them
okay.
sniffing salts and they wake up.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's like-
I'll keep those by my bed.
That's right.
I'll roofie myself tonight when I go.
Not roofing, it's the opposite of that.
Okay, yeah. Gotta roof yourself to go to bed and then slipping salts in the back. I love it.
Well, as mentioned, we are very excited to welcome our very special guest to the show. Hello, everyone back in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for being with us today. We have got rumors in the house. That's right. The star herself, Kira Reed-Lorsch, is with us. Good morning, Kira.
Kira.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, we're so grateful to have you back on the show. Congratulations on the success of your new project. We want to know all about it. First,
Thank you. It's a new series. This gorgeous girl next to me wrote it, created it, got me on board, and I play her acting teacher. So it's really fun.
Ooh. And what about you, Nicole?
Yeah, it's been a kind of crazy whirlwind experience, but it's been amazing. I just decided to start creating my own content, and Kira luckily was inspired by it and wanted to become a part of it and helped it come to life. So it's been amazing.
So on Good Morning La La Land, we like to know what your morning routine is. How do you start your day? Do you have any rituals?
Well, it's usually a little different for me. I have a small dog who really sets the clock on her own. So sometimes it's early morning, and sometimes, she sleeps until 11. It's really unpredictable. But I always try to get like a half hour of reading in every morning. I really like to read, and books, novels especially. So I try to set aside about a half hour every day to do that, just for a little bit of centering before the craziness.
I love it. What book are you reading today?
I'm actually rereading the Harry Potter series right now.
Oh.
Nice.
So fun.
Halfway
Yeah.
through the 6th. So
Wow.
powering through.
Oh, well, thank you for powering through and being with us this morning. We've got Karen, the founder and the chief experience officer of the Wildflower Collective. Good morning.
Good morning.
We're so excited. Rumor has it you've got a retreat coming up. Share with us just a couple details of what's happening.
I do. Our third family retreat of the year is in November. We're halfway full. It's in Santa Barbara at El Capitan Canyon, where you could choose your tent, glamping tent, your yurt, or your cabin, and it's just so fun for parents and families. Thank you.
Well, tell us, how do you start your day? What's your morning routine?
I do. Well, I have 2 small kids, so it usually involves screaming of some kind, if I'm honest. And I really love working late. So my husband and I have our little deal that he's up first with them because he's the morning person. And so I hear their screams, and I try to fit in 2 of the 4 things that are really important to me. So I listen to some inspirational words, usually by Abraham Hicks.
Yay.
And then, and then in my bathroom, I have some affirmations, post-it notes on my mirror, so that really helps to just remind me of what I'm focusing on. And then stretching, because everyone when you wake up, you feel like sore and get the kinks out. Just a little bit of stretching, and then often I'll try to visualize something I'm working on. Like today, like a successful interview, so I'll visualize what that looks and feels like, and then we go down to the kids and go to war.
How old are your kids?
2 and 5.
Oh,
The
that's
toddler tag
so
team,
fun
right?
and so much energy. Woo!
Well, thank you
joke.
for being with us this morning. Tony Diamond is in the house. He's the CEO of Stay. Tony,
Hello.
Good
Thank you for having
morning.
me.
oh, thank you for being here. We know there's some exciting new properties that you're renting short-term and furnished around town, including West Hollywood, right?
Yep, we just opened our new location in West Hollywood a couple weeks ago. It is gorgeous. We are so happy to be open and to be welcoming our guests.
The miracle of affordable, luxurious housing on
Yes.
Monday.
That's
so tell
right.
us, how do you start your day? What's your morning routine?
My gosh, I think I missed your routine. It's been building over the years, and at this point, I pretty much do the same thing every single day, and it involves a lot of green fluids. But those green fluids keep becoming more and more every single year. So at this point, there's like 20 minutes of green fluids going down the hatch, and hopefully it's making a difference. Only time will tell.
Well, green fluids seem to be working well for you. So
Thank you
all.
so much.
Thank you for being with us. We're excited to continue the conversation with each of you later in the show.
Is it just a
Hilarious.
La La Land thing, the green liquid thing?
I don't think
know.
so.
Haven't been
No,
out.
I think it actually, well, I mean, of course it's not only, but like
Yeah.
people from New York like make fun of like the celery juice thing in the morning, all that, right?
I mean, we kind of take ourselves pretty seriously here in LA sometimes.
we take self-care almost overly serious. I saw this funny meme the other day. It was like, good luck, you have 24 hours to sleep for 8 hours, work for 8 hours, make $1 million, have your green juice, cook all organic meals for yourself 3 times a day. Don't forget your collagen powder. Oh, and meditate. Yeah, Good luck. How are we supposed to do all of that?
Yeah.
Oh, and walk 10,000 steps too,
Yeah,
right?
I'm ready to kill myself.
Yeah, I know.
What's the point of life?
I know. It's
Let's
just,
have a relative thing. Let's
Yeah.
just go smoke a cigarette and have a shot of tequila this morning. Just kidding.
No,
True.
let's wake up, rise, and shine to expect miracles today on this Monday.
Let's do it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk. I'm GMLA, the co-founder and host of EverTalk TV, and I am thrilled to introduce you to America's first live video streaming talk show network.
I'm so excited to be here on the couch with all you amazing people.
Yeah.
I'm just in complete awe. Thank you.
Happy to be here. And for those who don't know what goes on, this is a big old, there's a lot going on here.
lot
You do
going
this
on
every
here.
day.
Live.
God
5
bless
days
you
a week.
guys. I mean, people, there's a lot going on.
Thank you for having me. This is an awesome studio.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Oh, you
I feel that, actually. I can feel that.
How exciting Motivation Monday. And the guests this morning have been incredible.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here with you.
And we have Rachel Boston, who is in The Last Bridesmaid on Hallmark. It actually is dropping tomorrow, the 22nd, right?
It is. Tomorrow night's our premiere.
Woo!
Congratulations! I'm so excited to welcome Jason and Ashley Waller to the show. Congratulations on the new beginnings. We're so excited for the premiere on MTV tonight.
Thank you guys. We appreciate it. Thank you.
The book is actually being shipped out today. It published this week.
What?
Congratulations. You guys are the first show that I've actually done talking about the book.
I think this is my first time my book's been up on TV. This is awesome.
Our friends at Universal Pictures have a special delivery for us this morning from a tethered himself.
Ooh.
Have you seen the film Us by Academy Award
my
winner
gosh.
Jordan Peele?
You know, I'm sitting here next to you guys, and it's just like, this is a powerful moment for me. Like, you know, I'm humbled by it because it's like I'm sharing this movie with you guys, and you know, it's moving for me.
What are you most grateful for today?
I am so grateful to be here and to have the opportunity to be with all these wonderful, badass boss babes and with all of you. And it's just a wonderful opportunity to share the positive messages out in the world because I think the world really needs it right now.
What we've done and thanking me for the contribution we're making to their lives.
Oh,
and I thought,
nice. That's
this
great.
is what my purpose is. This is why I was born. Now,
Show the camera.
up to you to choose the winner. Is it Annie? Is it Haley?
That's why I like this show. You know, years ago I did the Dinah Show, which is Dinah Shore, and it was a daytime show. And it was kind of like this. It was just like very up, and it was all positive stuff. They didn't bring negative stuff to the audience. And that's what I feel with this show. It's very relaxed. You know, it's very professional, but it's quite a bit of fun.
You can binge watch and binge watch.
You can binge watch.
And you can binge watch. Binge watch, or you can binge watch. Please binge watch.
You can binge watch and binge them on EverTalk TV. Thanks for coming. Bye.
First TV experience. I'm so happy I did it with you.
Entertainment that will inspire, uplift, and empower you. Anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV, your home for talk.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La. On Motivation Monday, there are so many parents out there that need a miracle to help them relax, get de-stressed, and enjoy their lives. So today we have Karen from the Wildflower Collective, and it's such an honor to have you here. You basically put together retreats for families with their children, and then they have daycare also.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about this.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, I bring really highly experienced teachers that I trust with my own children to these retreats, and the parents get 7 hours over the weekend of a break so they can go for a walk. I bring in, there's yoga, there's the spa, there's often wine tasting, so they get to just kind of really decompress.
I remember as a mom, just even if I could just go to the bathroom with my child, it was like a holiday, you know?
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, parents are burnt out. They really are, and especially, especially in cities, like LA is so expensive to live in that parents are really, a lot of my clients, both parents are working, and they're working so hard, and they're parenting so hard too. We take parenting very seriously nowadays.
Yes, in LA.
So they're tired, and I'm really just trying to give them a place to just pause and just stop for a minute.
So what was the moment in your own personal life where you really recognized the need for a retreat like this in a collective and a community?
Yeah, well, I moved to LA 4.5 years ago with my 1.5-year-old, and we don't have any family here, like so many people in LA don't have family here. And we used to parent in a community, and that doesn't really happen anymore. So my husband and I were on our own, we were tired, and we see in LA all these beautiful retreats, wellness retreats, yoga retreats. We're like, wow, these sound amazing, but we can't go to anything because we have kids. We can't bring our kids to them. So it dawned on me to create something that it feels just as rejuvenating and restorative, but fun, because parents are looking for fun that you can bring your kids to.
Just love that. What's been the most challenging part of creating this series of retreats?
Oh, there's so much work. They're like hours and hours and hours of work. But it's coming very naturally to me, and that's something I'm so fortunate is I feel like this is really my life's purpose. So it's so interesting that when you say yes to that thing, how it actually flows pretty easily. Like all the vendors line up, like things, the people find me. My first 2 sold out. So the challenging thing is just staying in the game, really. Like this last one is 50% sold out, and I just have to stay in the game. It's gonna sell out. It's gonna sell out, because my husband and I take big risks. I mean, it's all self-funded, so each one costs a lot to run, and we have to hope people come to, pay that off. And
I think this is such a great example of the topic where we're talking about the natural, universal of nature, which is really a divine order of whatever we're feeling we're lacking of what is going on. We innovate and create something that we want. I would have died for something like this when my son was little. It was hard.
Yeah.
We were alone. There wasn't any place to go. And then if you went somewhere, you weren't with other people because there weren't events set up for families like that. It's really, really creative and very innovative.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for all the work.
You're so welcome. And it's such a beautiful thing to witness these parents like actually reconnecting and dads playing with their daughter. It's just so sweet. And to see the parents like having hot coffee and like taking a yoga class. And then I bring in live music. Connor Sherlin's our favorite musician, so I bring him in.
I'm not a parent, but I saw.
Participate, right?
Yeah.
Well, some people
We'll pretend like Jess is our daughter.
Well, as long as you don't mind about 25 to 30 children on your vacation. Some
not
people,
so much. Not gonna go
exactly. But our last one, people brought grandparents, so it's been interesting. Yeah.
So great.
So tell us about the retreat that's coming up.
Yeah, so it's in Santa Barbara at El Capitan Canyon Resort, and this one, I tried to do 3 different ones. So my first one was wine country, Santa Barbara. My last one was in Central Coast on the beach, and this one is more rustic, so you can choose a glamping tent, a yurt, or a cabin, and it's in the woods, but across from the beach, and we'll have live music and yoga and 7 hours of kids club
and there's other workshops. Laura, who's a Society ambassador, went to one with her husband, and she said you guys did a communication workshop, and it they went to a whole new level on their communication.
You know what? That was a different retreat she went to, but we did think about offering. That's okay. She didn't go on a family retreat. She went on a couples retreat.
Okay.
We have thought about offering workshops, but for now, my parents are so burnt out that they just want fun. So that's what I'm focusing on for now. But I could see down the road for sure adding workshops.
We'll communicate later after wine.
Yeah.
Fun first, priorities.
Right.
Well, please tell everyone where they can find and follow you and get more information about the retreats.
Yeah, so my website is thewildflowerco.com, and that's Y, Wildflower with a Y. And the Y stands for you. I'm reminding parents that you matter. This company was created, the Wildflower Collective, because our children are such beautiful wildflowers, and we can be inspired by them to do more things that feel good to us. So that's the Wildflower Collective. It's wildflowerco.com.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We're so excited. Be sure to stay tuned. We have got Kira Reed-Lorsch in the house with a few new projects that she's going to be sharing, and also the new movie rumors. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning La La Land. I'm Jasmine Moye, host of Good Morning La La Land on EverTalk TV. As a little girl with big dreams, I couldn't stop talking. I turned that into a career of premieres and red carpets and even a talk show. And recently, I had my aha moment. I was hosting a live event. A woman who represented a national cancer support community gently pulled me aside from the glitz and the glam, and she thanked me for mentioning their program on my show. Because of those few words that I had spoke on air earlier that week, one of our viewers battling cancer reached out and got the financial and emotional support she so desperately needed. I'm so grateful to have experienced that moment, a moment that truly reflects how much conversation and community matters. We need more of what matters. It is my passion and purpose to create content and lead a conversation that will ignite the light in my community and empower them to live their best lives, starting today. I'm Jasmine Moye, and I'm a host on EverTalk TV. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. Hashtag affordability may have held you back until now. We have got the CEO of Stay Tony, Tony Diamond himself. Thanks so much for being with us.
It is a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Congratulations on the launch of your new properties here in West
blocks
Hollywood. A few blocks away.
Yes.
They're incredibly luxurious,
Thank you.
modern, but also affordable.
We do our best. Affordability has always been an issue with housing, and so we created a model where we can provide an incredible location with an incredible experience with our interior design, but at a reasonable price point.
In West Hollywood, that's impossible.
I strive to do the impossible.
So tell us about the brand itself. So what you guys do exactly?
So Stay Tony is really addressing this shift in how people want to live, right? So there is a push towards flexibility with living, and we see that in transportation. We see that in office space.
We see it in dating.
We see.
I'm just kidding. It's all the options.
By the way, you caught me off guard with that one, but yeah, I guess you see it.
It's all the options
in dating as well. And so
yeah.
we're addressing that in housing, but we are going sort of one step further and really creating an experience. We do that through our interior design. We have an incredible interior designer named David McCauley, who custom makes all of our furniture from scratch. We put in hand-painted wallpaper. And what our guests can expect when they show up is this uniquely stylish apartment that really creates an experience. Much like the regional boutique hotels did.
So we could come in and we could rent for a month, I could rent for a year, I can come for a few days?
That's a great question. So we do have a minimum stay of 1 month.
Okay.
So many of our guests, again, just want to live flexibly. So they'll come for a month, but then they'll end up staying for 3 months or for a year. But the idea is that there's just no commitment. Like you said with dating, I guess.
Exactly.
People want to avoid commitment.
Tell me,
gosh.
I'm very curious.
Yes.
What was the most memorable living experience, as you say, for you?
That is such an interesting question because I think I sort of live vicariously through my business. And I keep my living experience, or my living, quite simple. I'm actually sort of on the other end of the spectrum. So for me, I guess you would say that my experience is kind of living as simply as possible.
But I mean, where's your preferred living experience? Do you have one? Are you Beverly Hills? Are you San Francisco? I mean, where?
You know what? I love that question. So I grew up in Los Angeles, and I grew up sort of by the beach, and I never really kind of like embraced Beverly Hills, but I live in Beverly Hills now, and I've fallen in love with Beverly Hills. It is just the greatest city. The restaurants, the streets are so clean, and the people are so nice. So I love Beverly Hills.
Yeah, cue the Weezer song. Beverly Hills.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I think that's the point of it, is that we want different experiences. And I think it's so cool to be able to come to like a property like yours and say, I'm going to experience this town for a month. I'm not going to come in just for a few days in a hotel because it's expensive and you can only come for a few days or whatever that is. You can get a place really nice and really experience the whole culture.
By the way, you guys are asking me like my favorite question. So that's one of the things we're doing. The idea being that, we're in Hollywood, we're in Beverly Hills, we're in West Hollywood. And so when you come to LA, for, let's say, 3 months or 4 months. You can spend a month in our West Hollywood location,
True, right?
experience the best of West Hollywood. Then you can spend a month in our Beverly Hills location, experience the best of Beverly Hills, and so on and so forth. And the idea is to we create sort of a seamless experience. You can do this seamlessly through our technology.
Which is so critical, especially in LA, because it's one of those cities where the neighborhood you live in defines your experience of
Totally,
LA.
completely.
Right?
It's totally different.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it was a different experience for me when I lived in Bel Air versus when I lived in Westwood versus when I lived in Santa Monica. I mean, each experience is different. Is that part of what you were clear about in?
Yeah, and even more to that point is we try to sort of tailor our interior design for that neighborhood so that you're not just experiencing the best location, you know, when you stay with Stay Tony as far as the location of our building, but you're experiencing sort of the vibe and the culture of that neighborhood with our interior design.
I love this concept.
Thank you. I love it too.
I think it's brilliant.
Thank you so
and
much.
I knew this was going to happen years ago. I knew the innovative fact, because that's really what we're talking about, is that we have these, you know, elements, we have this lifestyle, but we can innovate at any point in time. And I feel like people really are innovating, especially
That's
in the real
absolutely
estate
right.
world. Huge.
Yes.
Such great brands.
Real estate, you know, housing and real estate really is now kind of evolving
Yes.
as it should have been for many years, but it's happening now. And I'm happy to be a part of it.
So what's next for you, Tony?
Growth. We have, right, you've never heard an entrepreneur say that. So,
pivot, growth.
a scale. You know, we do have a lot of demand for apartments, and we get calls of people who want to be in Venice and in other neighborhoods and around the country. And so we are working to find our partners, our landlord partners, to grow the business.
Great. Amazing. How can they find you?
StayTony.com. I could give up my personal cell as well, but you know.
That might be awkward.
Busy enough.
Let's say to the
There you go.
houses for
What
the
about
dating.
Instagram?
Yes, we're on Instagram. Stay dot. Wait, you know, I don't even know what it is. Stay dot Tony.
Stay Tony.
Stay Tony. Just put it in there. You'll find it.
And stay tuned. We'll be back
As-
with more on Good Morning La La Land. It is hashtag National Sour Candy Day. We want to thank our special friends from Pucker Powder for treating us today.
Hey, what is this?
What is?
I don't know. It's like a.
Leave it to the DIY
It's
experts.
a sugar hookah. This looks like what I would fill up my car with, the tires. You know, the air thing.
For those of you watching who haven't met Tonya Mimi, she is an Emmy-nominated host.
Oh my God, you're so.
Southwest House, Homer Colton family. She's a DIY expert and she's always up for a challenge. So why not give her this sour? Here we go, Tanya.
Oh, come on. Shut up.
Woo! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Come on. God.
She's up for it. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are so excited to welcome Kira Reed-Lorsch back to the show. Kira, congratulations, by the way. You've been up to so many incredible things. Also winning the Lifetime Achievement Award coming up in Amsterdam, right?
That's happening, yeah.
That's happening.
I was just talking with you guys. I had a little bit of a health issue that kept me home for like 6 months, and I was like plotting and planning and getting ready for the storm, which always happens, right, if you prepare for it. And last time I was here, I think we were teasing the trailer for Acts of Desperation.
And now it's available on Blu-ray?
Yeah, it just came out on Blu-ray, DVD. It's so great. You can get it on Amazon and everywhere. And the New Vision International Film Festival has me nominated as Best Actress for this in Amsterdam. I'm going next week. And they're giving me a Lifetime Achievement Award for independent film. Isn't that cool?
That's
That is
so
Tough
cool.
life you have here.
You're a Hollywood boss. Let's face the fact. You've been Emmy nominated, Emmy awarded. You are just like everywhere. Any place you go in Hollywood, she's there. She is a badass. There's just no question about it. You have mastered Hollywood.
Thank you. You know what? We all have different ways of going about it, and I think there's room for everybody. And I've just kept doing what I love, and now I'm continuing to have.
We do it
success
through
in
acts
different
of
arenas,
desperation.
you know?
Just kidding.
I love what you were sharing about taking a few months for yourself to really prepare. And we were talking about that at the top of the show, being ready. You say the storm, I say for the miracle, whatever it is. What did you do mentally, emotionally, spiritually, or even physically to be able to receive this moment and really celebrate it?
Well, part of it was being grateful for health, which I had taken for granted for a bit. That we can walk, that we have this body, that we're doing so much, we forget the basics. And I had to really go down to basics, like, wow, I'm putzing around my house in my little scooter, not able to do my normal things, and then just being grateful for all the little things. And so a lot of gratitude came into it. And then just getting quiet, getting out of what everyone else was thinking, getting out of things and being able to say no to things because I had an excuse to stay home. Oh, maybe I don't really need to do that. There's so many other random things, and I could really focus on what I want. Let's take this time to figure out what is going to make me happy when I come out of this in full health.
I want to get sick now.
Sometimes you do that to yourself almost to force a break and regroup.
Subconsciously, we're doing
It's one of the things I love most about you, Kara, honestly, and I can see why you're successful because of this positive intelligence. Like most people, they suffer a health challenge for 6 months and they feel desperate, and they're not able to pivot in a way that allows them to be increasingly productive and constructive and efficient and effective. But you do just that. Has that been a strength of yours your entire life?
It's a learned strength. I think it's a constant process, and we shouldn't just do it when we're forced to, when we're sick. We have to do it every day. And I was just at a talk for Marianne Williamson and Russell Brand.
It's been all over. I'm getting texts about it as people are sending me the talk.
Yep. And it was a great reminder that we have to plug into the positive every day, not just fight the negative, but really go out there and really invest in our meditation, and it's a daily thing we have to do. We don't just do it once and then we're good. We don't just go to the gym once and we're in great shape. We have to keep our mind in order, and it's a constant thing. And I love how you talk the question of what do you do in the morning, because it is important how we start each and every day and make it a good day.
I love how Russell Brand talked about being a spiritual leader should be a prerequisite for leadership, but that's we don't get into
to
politics
inspire
around here.
people
to
do good.
So tell us more about acts of desperation.
Well, acts of desperation, I went through a time where I really wanted to work out all my dark stuff. And so I picked a couple movies that really got me to go there so I could get out the other side. And this is a woman who's on the verge of a nervous breakdown. The movie starts with her jumping off a bridge.
Wow.
And so, and then she gets caught up in this crazy chaos, very Quentin Tarantino-esque LA stories with a bank robbery and a girlfriend and a boyfriend and a this and everything. And she basically, in the end, gets what she wants. But it's a dark journey, but it's a dark comedy, which I find is fun because there's all this comic relief of the stoners and Paul Sorvino singing opera in the police station and stuff. So I had a really good time doing it, and I made that decision that I wanted to act again because I hadn't done it in a while. So I just dove in. I'm like, I want the toughest role, the hardest thing to play, the most challenging things for a little while, and just to do them and check them off. Like, yeah, I can do that.
So what did you work through? Like, what did you learn about yourself in going to the dark side?
Well, just that you can get through it, too. It's okay to feel those things. It's okay to get that desperate. Sometimes we get to that point where it's like, oh, it's too much, I can't take it, whatever. But if you can, play in that a little bit, see what that's like and go, okay, how would I act in this situation? How would I get myself out of that situation? And it's cathartic, but it's like working out the muscle of how to deal with tough things.
Right.
I love that. What's that expression? If you're going through hell, keep going. One way you get out.
And then we're here smiling and happy,
That's one of the most
with new
beautiful
projects.
things about acting, I think, in my experience, was being able to really feel the depths of the emotions that real Jeslyn doesn't allow herself to feel. But in character, I could experience that trauma, that grief, and I survived it.
Yeah, and I'm playing a really bad character currently. I came in cut. I'm doing an action movie called Beckman with Billy Baldwin, starring David A.R. White, he's a God guy. He does all these positive messages, and he's very Christian and all of this, but he's doing this revenge movie where I'm one of the bad guys. I'm a human trafficking soccer mom cover.
Wow.
But she's a horrible, bad person.
That is terrifying.
It is so terrifying to be her, and it's so exhausting because you go to that really super dark place, and of course, the good news is she doesn't win in the end, and then justice prevails and good wins. But I won't give you all the details. But I've been fighting with that a lot, and I came home not only a little bit bruised and beat up from doing action scenes with rocks and guns and all sorts of things in my 40s, a little sore, but also having to wake up every morning and just be a nice, normal person too.
Like we said, hashtag badass Hollywood boss for sure.
Oh,
No question
absolutely.
about
Well,
it.
we're so excited to learn about your new project, Rumors. And after the break, we are going to invite the creator and executive producer, Nicole. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning Holland. Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk. I'm Jez Moyer, the co-founder and host of EverTalk TV, and I am thrilled to introduce you to America's first live video streaming talk show network.
You can binge watch and binge watch.
You can binge watch.
And you can binge watch. Binge watch, or you can binge watch. Please binge watch.
You can binge watch and binge them on EverTalk TV. Thanks for coming. Bye.
That will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV, your home for talk. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. On this Miracle Monday, we're also talking a little rumors. We're welcoming back Kira Reed-Lorsch to the show and her partner, creator and executive producer of the new film Rumors, Nicole Varanak. Thanks so much for being with us.
Of course, thank you for having me.
So navigating Hollywood, we all know, can be tricky, especially with the rumors. And this project really spotlights that, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Absolutely. So that's really where it came from for me. Was I feel like the majority of programs that do deal with any sort of rumor spreading or backstabbing is typically set in high school because that is where it happens. But it really does carry into adult life, especially unfortunately in our industry here in LA. And just the amount that can really have a profound impact on somebody's life that maybe people don't realize when they're doing it, how it's affecting someone else. It just felt like an issue that needed to have a bit of a spotlight put on it in like an adult, grown-up
Let's take a look at the trailer for Rumors.
Anything happens now breaks the ice.
I got nowhere to go, man.
Some acts of desperation will make you so desperate to start the rumors. That was a look at Kira's new movie that is now out on Blu-ray, available on DVD. We want to know all about that, though. I mean, because it does speak to the experience. Kira, what can you say about that in rumors in Hollywood?
Well, we do have a trailer for Rumors. We hopefully it'll be good to go.
Exactly.
But one of the things of navigating all the rumors in Hollywood is staying out of it, and that's one of the messages about this. You can choose to engage in that and spread it. You can choose, and it can affect your life, and you can be always kind of like pushing against it or fighting back, or you can step outside and go, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be in the midst of that chaos, and I'm going to be true to myself and let everyone else spin out crazy and create whatever drama and chaos they need, and I'm just going to be here until they're done.
It's amazing. So weird. It's something so fresh on my mind because I'm building a community in society, and it is interesting. You're managing personalities. People can't help but get offended and triggered by miscellaneous stuff. And I was like, how do I deal with this, right? So I was like, instead of just going to that person, because that would be our normal thought, like go and have a conscious conversation. That doesn't work either because people generally get triggered within that. So it's like you had to like set such rules, like it's like codependency, like deal with your stuff, deal with your subconscious, and put boundaries where you need to put boundaries. It's not about, you only focus on your side of the street, we say. So how did you do this in the movie? How did you portray the choice that the characters had to make in this?
Well, I think it's something that every person deals with in a different way. Honestly, it's a different approach for everybody. But I think with my character Kat, I think it really becomes a situation where It's something I've always said, that I think there's a difference between understanding somebody and where they're coming from and having to accept them. And I think that's the misconception that happens a lot, is people think, oh, well, now I see why they're behaving the way that they are, so I have to allow it, I have to make room for it. But you don't, and there's a difference, and you can understand and yet still say, I understand, and you have your trauma or your history that you need to work through, but I'm not going to allow myself to be dragged into it and have to deal with like the toxic environment surrounded by that. And that's a lot of times a choice people don't make. And that's why I really wanted the characters in this, in each different way that they're dealing with at different points in their lives and their careers, making that choice of either falling down to it, like Kira said, and being bogged down by it, what everyone else is saying, and feeling powerless, or taking the choice to step up and be like, I'm just gonna rise above it.
I love that. You don't have to participate.
Right. And also she does really show that it comes from fear. It comes from fear of not being good enough. It comes from insecurity of the other person, and you can see that played out, and that fear of, oh, someone is going to take my place, instead of knowing that everyone is different and everyone has something to offer and there's room for everybody. It's like, oh, you have to get rid of that person because that person's going to take what I want and what I need and what I want to have. So to show that that's not how it has to be.
And especially as women in this industry and in acting, that there's always been that sort of mentality that there's only room for one at the table, and that's sort of changing now, thankfully, in our landscape. That there is room for multiple people, and it doesn't need to be led by that insecurity of, if you know.
Yeah, and isn't this a quantum leap that we're trying to make in Hollywood? Going from old school to a conscious community. It's so profound that you guys are bringing this to light through story, which is the most important thing.
Now let's try and take a look at the trailer.
Now that
First big audition.
Is it that obvious?
Oh, Kat, new roommate, just moved from Boston. How about we play a little game called Never Have I Ever? It's the best way to get to know people.
I hope you'll consider joining our class permanently.
You won't regret it. Ellen's the best. Can I ask you a question?
Anything.
Are you into Trina?
I feel something when I'm with you that I haven't felt in a long time.
Be careful with this. She'll cross whoever she needs to get her way. Right now it's me. Tomorrow it could be you.
I don't know what kind of games you're trying to play, Lindsay, but I'm not interested. Kat hasn't been entirely honest with you. Kat, please, just let me explain. Kat isn't the person I thought she was.
I just don't want to keep secrets from you.
one wrong move and my carefully built reputation could be destroyed.
You're my best friend, Kat. I wouldn't lie to you. I guess some people just don't like to see other people happy.
Amazing.
Yay, it looks so good. It does.
How would you find the difference between gossip and rumors?
I think there's a line almost that, and this is my opinion of the difference, but I would say when it crosses that line between just being something people talk about into becoming something that's detrimental to a person's career or reputation, that people gossip about things every day. There's harmless, in a way, things people gossip about that you can't really control, but there's certain people that we've even seen in the industry be taken down by rumors, or be completely pigeonholed by rumors or something, and even not in the spotlight in just day-to-day personal lives, that things can be completely altered or wiped out because of rumors that are being spread. And when it's like people are being ganged up on, and that's, I think, the difference when it becomes something that really can take anything and everything that's important to someone.
And planting a lie to make somebody look bad. Not just like talking about what's actually happening, but trying to make somebody look bad. Trying to take someone out. That's not cool. Rumors like that.
Right?
No.
Well, we have the power of mind, and we can use it for negativity or find what is right and innovate for that. So you guys have done a great job of using your energy, your community for good. So tell people where they can find the movie.
Rumors is coming out. This trailer just got made this past week.
Whoa. It was like an exclusive.
Yeah, this is the exclusive.
Yes.
No one else has seen this on broadcast television.
Woo.
And we're not sure what it's going to be yet. It's in negotiations and being looked at by many different networks, Hulu, Netflix. It can be a standalone movie, and it can be a web series if that's where it needs to go. But there's so much buzz about it right now, and because of
rumors.
there's some rumors about rumors that it's going big
Yeah.
places. So I'm very excited over the next couple months to know where that's going to be.
That's fantastic.
Incredible.
And we'll let you know.
Yeah, keep us posted. Tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
So we have an Instagram page for the series, at Rumors the Series, and you can see all of the updates that we'll be posting on there, anything that happens.
Great job, you guys.
Amazing. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more in Good Morning La La Land.
Happy Monday and welcome back to Good Morning La La Land here on Miracle Monday. What an extraordinary day. I have a great question for each of you, fantastic people. I'm wondering, you're each really successful creative individuals, and I'm wondering if there's been one thing, one tip that you would recommend to other people to become incredibly sort of creative like you and create something that they feel is big and blissful and brilliant. What would that one tip be?
I can start. I would just say listening to your intuition and actually finally saying yes. And that's where it all switched for me at 39. I was like tired of hearing my ideas and not doing something about them. And I just finally said, it's just time. I'm sick of hearing them. I'm going to do it. And it feels so good to just say yes and move forward.
Love that.
Nice.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, I would say it's about listening to yourself in the way that not worrying about what other people are expecting or what has been done before, and really learning what it is that is important to you, because everyone has different things that are important, and what matters to you, because if it comes from a place of true passion and care, that's the only way it's going to actually go anywhere and do anything.
I love that. One of my favorite quotes is, "The dogs bark, but the caravan moves on." It's like not to be distracted by what everybody else is talking about.
I've been really working a lot lately with coming from love. And also, everything happens at the perfect time. Like sometimes I get too pushing or too oh, I should have done this by now, or I get impatient. And to know that it's all unfolding and to let it happen sometimes instead of push. So everything happens at the perfect time is one of my new mantras.
Oh, love that one.
That's a great one.
Stealing that one.
I would say don't be afraid to pivot. We all start off with a plan, and the energy of the universe might have a different plan.
Yep.
And listen to it. It will tell you what you need to do, and don't be afraid to pivot and go in a different direction.
Spoken like
So
a successful
well.
entrepreneur. I mean, I'm telling you.
How do the real estate guys? They're preachers now.
They're on
Like
it.
it's amazing,
They're on
right?
it.
Yeah.
You're on it,
So
buddy.
good. I love it.
Thank you. We are Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. All of today's interviews are available as a podcast on iTunes, and the whole show is streaming on EverTalk TV on Apple TV and Roku.
That's right. We are waking up the world together, you guys. Have a miracle Monday, because it's only a glitch in your current belief system. Have a divine day.
It's going to be a Good Morning La La Land.